KUGAN CASSIUS IFLTV here in Bournemouth. Whoa. Sorry again? KUGAN CASSIUS IFLTV here in Bournemouth. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Ben Davison. All right, mate?
Yeah, you?
All good. I know we spoke about it in Aloy's interview, but job done for him, though. That's the end of the game. I know you weren't completely satisfied, but...
No, for sure, like, experience. You know, Zorro's probably the best opponent he's been in with. But gaining 10 rounds in that, you know, short time to prepare. Yeah.
It was, I think...
A win in the bank, but definitely not satisfied.
I wouldn't expect anything less from you. What's the crack with this Vidal Riley fight? Do you think that will happen in the next 6 months?
I don't know. We'll see. Nothing's changed from the last time we spoke about it, I don't think. I think...
How close was the fight?
We was ready. We was happy to do it, but for whatever reason, I think the plan was to put it on that Eubank Ben card, from what I understand, which hasn't happened anyway. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. But I'm assuming you want to get him out at least once more before the year's out.
Yeah, I think they probably will get him out once, maybe even twice. I don't know, before the end of the year.
All right. Well, like you said, job done. Rounds in the bank. Like, not too from your. There is things to grumble about from your kind of technical side, but obviously just the positives and winning the bank and rounds bank.
Yeah, the bigger thing for me was what we said in the other interview. Is that I said to him he shouldn't be boxing for a few reasons. I didn't want him to do it, but they decided to do it.
You don't want to touch
anyway.
on that? Why?
No, they decided to do it anyway, and. In the ring going into the last round, he said to me, he was right. Like, he knew, you know, he was never going to, due to a number of things, he was never going to perform to the best of his ability. So, and he was on great. He had great momentum behind him. So it's frustrating for me that he's gone in there and not been able to perform to the best of his ability. But it's also says a lot about him that he's able to take a step up under those circumstances and still, you know, pick up a win.
Take the positives.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll be on him for the negatives, don't worry about that.
I know you will. Right, just two things before I let you go. Obviously, AJ Jake Paul, is it happening?
I don't know, I just...
Are you, like, obviously...
Am I an advocate for it? No, absolutely. Can't
no, but I'm just saying, numbers-wise and how big the fight is, can you get your head around that to allow it to happen, etc.?
I don't know. I think AJ's not overly interested in that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't make decisions for him. Do you know what I mean? But
we spoke to Jake Paul last week at Wembley. He said the fight's happening. Eddie Hearn said it's all right him saying that, but obviously things have got to be right, etc. So it must have been discussed in some sort of capacity.
Well, yeah, I think this conversation's been had with a few people, like Turkey and that, and Jake Paul obviously discussed it and whatnot. But Eddie will know more than me. I don't know too much about it, to be honest.
But if that is the case, it's just business as usual. You'll be involved in preparing for whatever, if it is the case.
Yeah, look, like I say, I've said this over and over with the AJ stuff. The land can change and very, very quickly. Opportunities open up, and so yeah. When there's news, then there's news to discuss, isn't there? For the minute, we're just making up random stuff to have a conversation about, to be honest. But I get it. AJ does numbers anytime his name's mentioned and whatnot, so I get it. But for me, it's like there's nothing of substance to have a conversation about.
Fair enough. Last one. What did you make of Usyk's stunning win over Daniel Dubois last week at Wembley?
Yeah, you know, I expected it to go that way, to be honest. In that fashion, I thought Usyk a few adjustments from the first fight and made him pay bigger and harder for similar stuff. Really, Dubois was probably doing a bigger job of playing into Usyk's hands. So, yeah.
I asked probably an impossible question to answer to Eddie Hearn about what Joshua would be thinking watching that. But do you think he'd be watching that with a little bit of I don't know if regret's the right word, but watching that fight with Usyk, what would he be thinking?
I don't think it would change anything. Like, I think he would have thought Usyk would win. I think he'd be frustrated with the performance that we had against Dubois. I think none of that would have changed. I think that fight probably went how he expected it to go, to be honest. But I don't know, again.
A lot of people have been critical about Dubois, about what he didn't do, etc., which is what they always do. You've had that with Dubois when he beat Joshua. Everyone's like analysing what Joshua could have done at his moment in the fight, etc. But yeah, a lot of people have had their things to say about Dubois, about certain things. So I just wondered how he would have perceived that.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I can't put words into his mouth. Just, I can only give you my opinion. I just think that if you look at what was happening in the first fight, and then I think the things that Usyk was making him pay for, Usyk looked to make him pay for those more, and Dubois done that more in this fight. So I thought he played into Usyk's hands even more, which led to the earlier and more devastating stoppage.
Roy Jones said that we didn't see anything different from Dubois, which is obviously what led to his defeat, because we've seen people fight, like Tyson Fury twice, Joshua twice.
Yeah, look,
Nothing's
this is what I'll say. Everybody was talking about Dubois, and his improvements, and he's changed his mentality and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not knocking him. Do you know what I mean? What he's done is phenomenal, fantastic, and he's still only young. But being in a certain place mentally and being more mentally confident, and that isn't what wins you the fight. What wins you the fight is what's going on here, and that was probably why I thought the fight would go like that and probably finish a bit earlier, was because I thought there'd been a lot of, you know, all the conversation was about his mindset, his mentality, not actually about, you know, when Usyk does this, you need to be aware of that. In this situation, you can't afford to do that. In the last fight, when you was doing this was happening. It was similar stuff.
Very last one. Is it out of the question for the rematch to make sense to happen now?
Which rematch?
Between Joshua and Dubois now?
All of them. Like I say, the land can change very quickly. So, you know, opportunities can pop up, things can be in demand, and you don't know. At the minute, as I said, I don't know what the plans are. There's no solid, this is what he's going to do, this is what he wants to do. So, yeah.
Sorry, I said last one, but the TKV situation. What's going on? Dave Allen is rumoured to be fighting XYZ. Where's his leave TKV at the moment?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Barry. I think that there's been some movement on some other things and that. So, yeah, again, you're asking the wrong person, to be honest.
Could it be Fraser Clark, though? Yeah.
I think that's an option, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Ben Davison, thank you very much for your time.
You've asked me all questions that you should be asking other people.
What are you talking about? TKV's in your gym.
Yeah, I know, but I don't...
You're involved in Anthony Joshua's career. What?
No, here he is, look, here's your man.
Barry, come here then, big boy.
What's that, Cookie Bear?
All right, he just said, he's basically palmed the question off to you.
What?
He's asked what's happened with TKV, but I said, obviously,
Is he fighting Fraser Clark next?
As far as Ben Salom keeps telling me, yeah.
Right.
So,
It
yeah.
was talk of TKV and Dave Allen for a Commonwealth title.
I think negotiations broke down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No fault of ours, mine or Jamie's or
I
thingy.
don't think Dave wanted to do it for the British. But
Yeah, that's right. He didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
He wanted it for the British. But, so I just think it's probably, I don't know if it's going to be Fraser or is Dave Allen's team going to come back to the table again. I don't know.
Possibility of either or.
Yeah, so I just have to sit and wait. So, but whoever it is, we're ready. Simple as that. We're ready. Yeah. Any more questions?
No, you're good.
Any more
We're going to let you go. We're going to let you go.
How about? No, I can't mention it.
What? What do you want to mention?
No, I can't mention it.
What?
I can't mention it.
What?
Do you remember when we was up in Newcastle? Me and you, remember? And I bought you a score. You never paid it back.
Wait there.
See?
There you go.
Listen, that's
Score.
Barry, you're a lot calmer
Thank
than you
you
was
very- yeah,
last
I
time
know.
you was on IFL.
Correct.
yeah. Because what did I do about?
Was that like
So you
taking
gave me
it,
Adelaide.
wasn't
Oh
he?
man,
You're
terrible.
fucking nut,
You
weren't
were
you?
That was
raging.
terrible, wasn't it?
Baz.
All right, we'll see what happens anyway.
Anyway, we'll have to wait.
Top man.